Hello everybody. In today's video I wanted to go over Gloom. Pretty much this giant eyeball you see in the background. It starts the fight being covered up, meaning that you only do 10% of your normal damage. So pretty much you can just wait at that point. It'll first open up around 2905 to 2908, somewhere in between there. And once it opens up, you can do full damage. Not only that, but when it opens... Oh, let me go to practice mode. When it opens up, you'll see a message on screen and some red lines will appear. Get out of those red lines. Also, during the whole fight, while the eye is closed, it'll also try to hit you with some red lines, which are the tentacles, like that one right there on the right. There's also tornadoes that spawn. You could just avoid those by getting away from them. They take a while before they actually do any damage. And you can also notice there's some meteors falling from the sky. If you're high enough, you can actually see them spawn in, as you can see here, before they start falling. So as I mentioned, at 2908 or 2905, anywhere between there, it'll open up. This is a very burst heavy fight, because, yeah, as you can see, my damage is not good. But anyway, back to the meteors. Oh, actually, since test is about to start, let me do that. So after this tentacle, you'll see there's a message on the screen. There it is. And there's red lines. Get away from those, because those will one-shot you. So yeah, as you can see, I can do damage now, like my normal damage. But I know I keep going back to the meters. So the blue one will stun you. Avoid that one at all costs. Being stunned in this fight is... bleh. Purple will just apply Zombify on you, which all that does is make it so that if you get healed by a bishop, you will die. As in, the actual skill heal will kill you. However, you can use things like, you know, Holy Fountain or Holy Water. You can get healed by Angel Ray. Pretty much as long as they don't use heal, you'll be fine. Let's see. So next thing I want to mention is the gauge. So throughout the whole fight, there's a gauge right here that I'm moving around, and it'll fill up over time, but also every time you get hit by an enemy, or I say an enemy, but anytime you get hit in this fight. So right now you can see it going up a little bit, but if I get hit by this, it goes up even faster, or it goes up like a pretty big chunk. Oh, I never talked about the red thing. Okay, the red one, or pink, hits you with, it just makes you miss a lot. I think they call it blind, I think. Anyway, back to the gauge. So when the gauge fills all the way up, you enter what's called fear mode. I like to call it darkness because it makes your whole screen dark. And while your whole screen is dark, there's also these hands on the floor that will try and grab you. And if they grab you, you get petrified. So I'm going to go ahead and get grabbed on purpose here. And you have to press left and right very quickly to break out of it. But these flying enemies that are just, you know, flying around will also, when they hit you with reverse, or they reverse your controls. If you kill them, it does make the gauge go down faster. But as you get hit by them, of course, it makes the gauge stay up. But yeah, over time, the gauge will drain. Like once you're in darkness, it'll over time just drain. Let's see, what else? So yeah, for the hands, you press left and right very quickly. The minions, the ones that fly around, will hit you with reverse, which means left is right, right is left, up is down, down is up. Let me see, what else? I guess I still haven't gotten hit by the pink debris, so here, I'll do that for you. While I'm doing that, something I should mention is Blink is very useful in this fight. It is a 5th job skill called Blink, as you can see, and if you use it in the air, you float. Now, why is this so important? Well, if you're in darkness, you can avoid the hands by vertical jumping and then using Blink, or if you get stunned, let me wait for a stun to show up over here. Okay, there's no stun, but basically you can just fly in the air, and even if you get stunned, you will not be knocked down. So it's very good to avoid just you know, getting hit and falling to the ground. So let me talk about the test again. So once again, a message will appear in the middle of the screen, and then there's two like crossing tentacles. So this one right here, and then another one. As long as you're out of the red area, you'll be fine. And after the test happens, the tentacles will disappear, so you can't stand on them anymore. And once they do, a circle will appear on the boss, and then the outer circle, once it meets the inner circle, spawns a laser. The whole time you're going to be sucked into the center to try and be hit by the laser, or the boss is going to try to hit the laser. So as you can see right there, you know, you're constantly being sucked into the laser. Once you get hit by the laser, you take a whole bunch of damage, and it happens like rapidly. I should also mention that the test happens every like 55 seconds to a minute after the first initial test, which, like I said, happens at 29:08 or 29:05. Another way to get the test to start is to get his HP down below a certain threshold. So once his HP reaches 70%, 40%, or in chaos mode, 15%, then it'll automatically reopen. So I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. And another tip I want to give is you can actually use your origin skill if you're above 2, or if you're 6th job, to prevent the laser from firing. You can do so as long as he's bound anytime the tentacle or the platform tentacles are gone. So as you can see right now, there is no laser. But because his HP is going to go below 70%, hopefully, it didn't. But yeah, once his HP goes below 70%, he's going to automatically open. And let me see, what else? Yeah, vertical jumping is very, very good in this fight. As long as if it's to avoid like the tentacle. A few things I didn't mention yet. So when you're in darkness, there's also like this diamond that will appear on your character showing that you're about to be attacked in that location. You can just jump away from it or vertical jump over it. But basically, it's like a monster that tries to like bite you. And if it bites you, you get sealed. So yeah, definitely don't want to get hit by that. Again, talking about darkness. If you get out of darkness and you have party members near you, that will actually make it so that let me stop attacking. That'll lower their fear gauge. So whether they're outside of fear or in fear, which is this, if they're near you when you get out of darkness, it'll bring it down, or it'll you know, it'll get you out of darkness faster, or it'll prevent you from being in darkness. Yeah, because it'll lower your gauge. However, if you die in darkness or in fear, anyone who's around you, their gauge will go up instead. So definitely do not die around your party members. And if you are about to leave darkness, then go near your party members. And if I haven't mentioned it already, make sure you defeat the mobs while you're in darkness. You've probably already seen me do it, but while the laser's happening, you can jump, because as long as you're in the air, you're not going to be sucked into the laser. So what I like to do is I like to like jump and attack to prevent from getting sucked in. If you want to play it more safe, you can just hold left, or if you're on the right side, hold right. Like you can do this, and then if you see like a blue debris coming, just stop holding left and just let yourself slide a little bit, and then jump back into the corner or whatever you have to do. Let me see, what else do I want to mention? Mention the diamond, mention the hands. Oh, so in normal mode, the hands can be destroyed. The ones that petrify you and you have to press left and right, they can be destroyed, but in chaos mode, they cannot. They'll also spawn in at set locations, or not set locations, but they spawn in at a random location, and then after a few seconds, they change their location. So you could get lucky and get them to spawn, you know, not in the left corner or not in the right corner and be safe. So here, I'm going to go into darkness real quick. And we can see that... Alright, so the left corner is somewhat safe. I just cannot leave that corner. Hero's Will is very good in this fight, so yeah, I can just hold left here and be fine. but they will relocate eventually. There's that diamond I was talking about. So now they're going to relocate, and looks like they're still not in the corner. So yeah, that is darkness. Definitely the most dangerous part in the whole, or dangerous part of the whole fight, especially if you can't get rid of the minions. Because if you can't get rid of the minions, you're going to stay in darkness for too long, and then you're going to get reversed, and then you're going to get hit by just too many things and die. But that's pretty much the fight. Trying to think of anything else I didn't mention. I mentioned binding, talked about blink. Probably didn't mention it, but you can use Hero's Will before getting hit to prevent getting status. It also removes status, of course, but it can also prevent status. Let me see what else. So yeah, this is a very burst heavy fight. Pretty sure that's it. I mean, I tried to get everything out as soon as possible as it was happening. But let me show you what an actual run looks like. And if I remember anything, I will mention it. So here's an actual run of my buck doing it. I'm probably not going to do like a full run, maybe. But just to show you, I'm going to just tell you like what goes through my mind while I'm fighting him. So, well, of course practice. I don't want to go on an actual run yet. So you don't have to do damage here. This is really just the, hey, dodge things phase. But because I do decent damage, I don't mind, you know, continuously attacking. Just make sure you're dodging as many things as you can, so that your fear gauge doesn't go up any faster than it should. So most of the time, for like players that are new to this fight or just want to survive, you would just be dodging. You wouldn't be attacking like I am. I mean, it's still good. Any damage is good damage, but as you can see, the damage is not going down very fast. So we still have about 10 seconds before the test might happen. So there's going to be one more tentacle before the actual test. So I'm just going to wait for that tentacle. There it is. So I'm going to start buffing now. And now I set up all my buffs. And burst. Now I'm not going to use my origin yet, because like I said, I want to avoid the laser phase. So you can do it, like if I do it now, it'll be fine. But I'm going to wait until the tentacles actually disappear, and then use my origin. So here we go. And now I pretty much skip over the laser phase, and I can just keep doing damage. However, because his HP is below 70%, he's going to reopen immediately. So again, just avoid the red areas. Keep doing damage. And again, it's below 40% now, so it's going to open once again. Maybe I'll show like my bishop doing this too, because my buck is killing it too fast. But yeah, what I usually do is I just like jump. If I see that there's a blue debris about to hit me, I use blink to stay in the air. But here, I'll slow down a little bit so that I can actually go into darkness. So normally I just do damage here while avoiding the debris falling. But to show you what it's like in darkness, here, let me get hit so I can go into darkness faster. So this is the worst time to be in darkness, where the laser phase is happening, because you never know where the hands will go. If you do see that you're about to get hit by a hand, just... Oops. I was going to say use Hero's Will to prevent the Petrify from hitting you. But as you can see, as I'm defeating the mobs, the fear mode or darkness is going away faster. And yeah, that's pretty much the fight. There's the diamond, jump over it or move away from it. Trying to think. I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting something. I talked about blink, talked about binding. Was that it? Probably. Oh, location, where to fight him. So fight him on like the higher part of the tentacle, or at least make it so that you can see the top, so you can see where the debris is coming from. Because if you fight him all the way like, well, Can't show it now, but if you fight him down here, of course you can't see where the debris is spawning in. So yeah. That is Gloom. Now, I could have made this like a 5-minute video, but I like to go over as many things as I can. I probably did forget something, and as soon as I end this recording, I'm going to be like, oh, should have mentioned that. I guess I could talk about how much damage the tentacle does. So in normal, I think it does like 55%. Maybe, I could be wrong about that. But in chaos mode, it does 99 or 95%. Now, the test tentacles do over 100% damage. You know, the ones that become platforms. So definitely avoid those at all costs. Trying to think, anything else I want to mention? I guess I'll talk about the debris again. So purple gives you Zombify. If you get healed by a bishop using the skill heal, you get whatchamacallit? You get killed, or your HP goes down to 0. The blue one stuns you. Try to avoid that one at all cost. And the pink one hits you with darkness, which you know, makes your attacks miss. Is it called blind or darkness? I still call it darkness. I think it used to be called darkness back in the day. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But that's Gloom. Can't really think. Is there anything? Yeah, whatever. It's probably fine. And then you just break this using skills or whatever. You can get like a really good ring, which I wish I could get. You can actually see it if you go to your Maple guide. If you didn't know, you can press it twice. And then Chaos Gloom, and here's the ring. Really can't wait to get this, but yeah. Love this music. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and see you in the next video.